Here we go. Here we go. You know, 9 other movies from this year, they were bad. 2 of them I was just very neutral to, but they're still on the worst movies of the year. But this, none of the other 9 movies that made my worst movies of the year, they don't irritate me, frustrate me, or piss me off as much as this sorry excuse of a film does. And I've waited long enough to talk about my least anticipated film of this entire year. So now that you clearly much get the point of what I'm going for here, it's time to let loose on the 10th and final worst movie of 2018. Let's get into it. Venom. Yup. Freaking Venom. I told y'all this was gonna be on my worst movies of the year. And considering the fact I've been hating on this movie before the trailers, even before the movie came out, and is now the worst movie of 2018 for me. It's number 1. Originally it was Hellraiser Judgment. Now Hellraiser Judgment is number 2. This is number 1. So, Venom stars Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Riz Ahmed, Scott Haze, Reid Scott, Jenny Slate, Melora Walters, Woody Harrelson for a little bit. And it's directed by Ruben Fleischer, who is the director of Zombieland. Great film that was. Zombieland 2, I'm curious about it. As long as it's not anything this bad. Yes, Venom 2018 was this bad. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was not excited for this movie at all. I even went as far as to put this as my least anticipated film of the year. And originally Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was also on that list, but I took that off considering the fact that the 2 main official trailers that we gotten, the second trailer and the last trailer before the movie comes out next month, actually told me what I was going to be in for it. But none of the trailers for this movie, not even when they announced this movie, I was excited. They announced this back in March 2017. I was furious. If you've seen that video. Here, I said this was not going to be good. I even predicted this was not going to be good at all. And somehow this movie managed to break several box office records for the month of October and become the 7th highest grossing movie of the year. For what? Well, I guess I better get started. Like I said, this has a cast directed by Ruben Fleischer. It is the first film in this planned Sony's Marvel universe, which will allow Sony to do movies based on other villains. And plus, the idea of a Venom movie with no Spider-Man also infuriated me, which was the main reason I was not excited for this. So let's talk about this movie, okay? In this film, we have investigative journalist Eddie Brock, who's played by Tom Hardy, great actor, and he's trying to take down Carlton Drake, the notorious and brilliant founder of the Life Foundation, which sends out a probe to retrieve a comet with symbiotes. They bring 3 samples back, but the 4th sample makes the probe crash land to Malaysia. And also, we see Eddie trying to, reconnect with his ex-fiancée and the Weemy. And while investigating more of Carlton Drake's experiments, his body merges with the alien life form Venom, which is very aggressive, twisted, dark, and fueled by rage, and it leaves him with superhuman strength and power. Twisted and Venom tries to control the new and dangerous abilities that Eddie finds so intoxicating, but Eddie is trying to figure a way out of the situation with the help of his and Wyoming. Even the plot alone, from the trailers, this didn't even look like a Venom movie. It wasn't even R-rated. And from all the news that I heard about this movie, it did not sound get any better. Then, with all the bad reviews, I gave this movie a fair shot. And even one of my good YouTube friends named TechnoJoan406, he even says so. If you were skeptical about this movie or you hate this movie before the trailers arrive, you're not going to like this movie. But if you were excited or with no expectations, you might enjoy this movie. The 89 or 80% of people who like this movie, fine, you can like it, but you're not going to like what I have to say here. And there will be a disclaimer here, I promise. And also, Technodrone, he also said to be careful with this review because there are more people who liked it. And I can end up getting a lot of hate. Okay. So, alright, let's just get on with this. This film sucked. Not only this is not only even worse, but it is just as bad and even worse than what the trailers and what any of the news articles or what any information surrounding the production of this movie made it out to be. This is not a good movie at all. This film is not only awful, but it is just very, very disappointingly awful. It's not even guilty pleasure bad. This is just... This movie is nothing but a insult to Venom. I not only hate this film, I just completely despise everything about this movie. This is supposed to be the redemption movie for Venom. And yet, instead of treating Venom with the least bit of the least bit of care or hope, you decide to make things worse at every single turn. Now, initially, this movie was supposed to be R-rated. And they were made. I'm pretty sure they made this movie R-rated, and I'm pretty sure they did. But it doesn't look like it here. This is just even worse than it's worse than Slenderman. It's worse than Teen Titans Go to the movies. It's even worse than Daphne and Velma, the movie. The script, there is no freaking script all over this point. There is no script. This movie, you're supposed to be honoring the character of Venom. Venom is not a PG-13 rated villain. He bites people's heads off. He eats brains. He does violent things. And from what I read, this movie, the violence was toned down for possible crossovers with Spider-Man, which I kid you not, considering the fact that this film has made money, it is not about to look good for Venom and Spider-Man in a crossover in the MCU. This is gonna be worse. And then they cut an extra couple of minutes out that Tom Hardy actually liked. So there, for Tom Hardy, you cut out, not you, Tom Hardy, I'm not going to blame you. Sony, you cut out extra couple of minutes that Tom Hardy liked. And you can tell the editing is so freaking choppy and disoriented. There's no clear acts. It's just stuff that's cut together to fill this movie's hour and 52 minutes runtime. I'm sorry. Now, the first couple minutes, him investigating, I actually like. I'll give you that. I didn't mind that. That was one of the reasons. That was one of the few things that could keep me through his doggone movie. But then, after that, it just gets... But in those 30 minutes, it's also getting a little boring crap. I'm sorry. I get it, Eddie Brock. And then you have an unnecessary montage which didn't need to be there. My goodness. Gracious, man. Not only that, there's no connections to the MCU or any connections with Spider-Man. There's barely no Spider-Man in this movie. I'm sorry, you can't have a movie with your villain without your hero. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Now, the origin is not even tied to Spider-Man in the film, but that was another thing that made me mad here. The villain is so freaking cartoonish in this movie. Riz Ahmed, he plays Carlton Drake. It's not his fault, but the way he's written, you don't care about him. You don't care about him. And I agree with the general consensus on Rotten Tomatoes. Venom's first standalone movie turns out to be like the comics character in all of the wrong ways. Chaotic, noisy and desperate need of a stronger attachment to Spider-Man. This movie should need a stronger attachment to Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Also, there's no Michelle Williams is a good actress, and I'm gonna say it. Michelle Williams, she's a beautiful actress. I've seen her in Halloween H2O and in a few things, and also in The Greatest Showman last year. She was good in The Greatest Showman. Here, she is almost non-existent here. I mean, she barely gets anything to do at all in this movie. Nothing. I'm sorry. That's another one of the problems that this movie has. You underused Michelle Williams. Going PG-13 route, which is also another problem, instead of doing the character justice like he should have. There's a lot of inconsistencies here, and you're basically just trying to set up for this whole Sony's Marvel universe just so you can make 2 more sequels to this. And we're about to get 2 more of these. Damn you, Sony. God damn you. Like I said, the writing in this movie is terrible. The dialogue is awful. And you have these good actors in here doing this. You know what? I'm going to give this movie some credit, alright? The look of Venom, he looks good in this movie. He looks like the counterpart from comic counterpart. He looks scary. He has a creepy voice. But sometimes it kind of reminds me of the freaking horror monster from Scooby-Doo 2 mixed with the darkness from the 1999 remake of House on Haunted Hill. The score by Ludwig Göransson, who did the music for Black Panther and who did the music for Creed and Creed 2, which came out this week. The music's fine. I like the song by Eminem also, and Eminem is one of my favorite rappers, so I do like the song. The mid-credit scene, you didn't need that. You could have done completely without it. It's only there just to set up Carnage, and even if Carnage comes in, it's not gonna make it any better. Venom, the sequel to Venom, any better. It's just gonna make it worse. You have some decent cinematography here, some decent action scenes. The last half of the movie was pretty good. Even the actors, Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock / Venom. He's not only the executive producer, but he also plays the character Eddie in Venom. You try, Tom. You try to make this movie watchable. You, Michelle Williams, and Scott Haze, and Jenny Slate, and Reid Scott. Y'all try to make this movie the least bit watchable. Even the late Stan Lee's cameo appearance doesn't even help. And his cameo is basically a person walking a dog, talking to Brock and Venom. So the actors, y'all try. But the fact is, you're given nothing to work with here. It's not your fault that you have a script that doesn't respect the character, that doesn't respect your talents, and better yet, just completely disrespects everything the character Venom stands for. I cannot believe this got released. I can't believe this movie made $677 million, and I can't believe that there is a fan base for this. Now, again, if you like the movie, that's fine, but don't hate on me all because I like this movie. I mean, not like hate this movie. This is just. This is not how you do a Venom movie. Like I said, Michelle Williams, she is wasted here. Her talent is wasted here. She doesn't have anything to do in this movie. She's beautiful, by the way. Not even Jenny Slate has enough to do, or Woody Harrelson. So those three actors' talents are completely wasted here. And not only that, whenever you try go back to Riz Ahmed's character, I'm just sitting there like, this is the worst. This villain is just as worse than Ghost. Yes, I'm not a fan of Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp either. I'm a fan of how interesting the character is, but I'm not a fan of the way they portrayed Ghost. And that is exactly how I feel here. You just clearly dropped the ball here, Sony. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse better. And I mean, it better make up for this sorry, lame, boring ass excuse of a freaking abomination to Venom. This is worse than The Amazing Spider-Man 1. It is worse than Batman Under the Red Hood. It's even worse than Fantastic and the Supergirl movie and the Green Lantern movie combined. Look, but like I said, I try to be nice to this movie. I try to be optimistic. I try to give it a chance and see if it'll surprise me. And this is what I got. I got this. Thank you, Sony. Thank you for disrespecting Venom even worse. And I'm hoping that the people at the MCU, y'all can do something about the deal, because I hate to see how Spider-Man is going to be treated in the crossover with Venom. Who knows? It might have the potential of actually being good, but I don't want to see this version of Venom crossover with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I don't. Especially if it's a version of Venom treated this badly. But that is enough. I've gone for 21 minutes on this movie. So, aside from a few things I like, this is still not a very good movie. Because you took a character like Venom and you not only made him PG-13, but you dragged him through the mud. And you completely missed the point of what makes Venom a lovable villain. Or a lovable comic book villain. He's not family friendly, Sony. You're going to do 2 more sequels to this. I'm not even excited about it. But you're pretty sure you're not even going to do Venom 100% justice. If you can't do Venom right, then just give the rights, give him back over to Marvel. The people at the MCU will do a heck of a better job than you've done with this character. You better make sure Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is good, Sony, because if it's not, then we are really going to have an issue. I gave you credit with all your other movies. Even movies from Columbia and TriStar and Screen Gems. I liked Searching. I love the Sam Raimi films. I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I love Jumanji. Hey, I even like Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. But when you mess with Venom like this and destroy him like this, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I'm not gonna let it slide. And I'm sure as hell not gonna let it go. So, my rating for Venom. I'm I'm going to be fair and say, if you like the movie, that's fine. Just don't hate on me for liking it. But skip this movie. Don't waste your time. Don't watch it. Don't buy it on Netflix. Don't get the Blu-ray. Don't get the DVD. Don't watch it on Ultraviolet. Don't even watch it on cable or on demand. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. And this movie can easily get out of my face, because I don't want this movie anywhere near my movie collection. DVD version or Blu-ray version or the combo pack. Get away. Stay away from Venom. So those are your two grades. Get out of my face club, JD, get out of my face club, and skip it. Because you do not need to see this. And whoever gave this movie $677.1 million, you know what you're doing, because you are about to once again make Spider-Man's film legacy a living hell. But Kevin Feige is going to work something out, so I got faith. I don't have faith in the potential crossover with Venom and Spider-Man if it's going to be like this. But I got faith in Kevin Feige in what he's doing with Spider-Man. He's doing a good job. You, Sony, need to get your head out of your ass and do better for Venom. So, let me know what you guys think about Venom 2018. I know this is a rant. I know I went on a tirade. Yeah, again, I'm sorry if I went on a little too long on this very intense tirade or temper tantrum with Venom, but I had to let this out because I hated this movie so freaking badly that it insulted me. As a fan of Venom, you should be insulted too. If you're gonna call yourself a fan of Venom and like this movie, the least you can do is give this movie a negative. And I gave this movie a lot of negatives. I know Techno Drone 406, you're a fan of it. I know Quasi Quez, Jaquez movie reviews, he's not a fan of it. I know JW Universe has a love-hate thing, has a kind of a mixed thing going on with it. But yeah, I hate this film. Watching The Amazing when I want to watch The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 over this, something's wrong. When I want to watch Deep Blue Sea 2 again, something's wrong. I'd rather watch The New Children of the Corn, and I hate that movie too. I'd rather watch Slenderman, Teen Titans Go, Daphne and Velma, Hellraiser Judgment. I would rather watch The Predator, Rampage, The Nun, Acrimony. I would rather watch Freddy vs. Jason again, or 13 at least twice before I watch this again. Hey, I would rather watch Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare is a better freaking movie than this. And I have problems with Truth or Dare, but at least Truth or Dare is guilty pleasure. At least I can get some laughs out of that movie despite the fact it's not supposed to be a horror comedy. This, I can't have fun with it. I can't laugh at it for how bad it is. I can't even be entertained by this. This is basically Batman, the Batman under the Red Hood syndrome all over again. Now, now, again, the crossover between Venom and Spider-Man. Who knows? It might surprise me if they do it, but it has to be in the MCU because that's the only way I'm gonna watch it. Now you're gonna do a Morbius movie with Jared Leto. He needs another shot as a superhero villain because all you people sat there and unfairly misjudged him as the Joker, knowing it wasn't his fault. And I'm curious to see. And Kevin Feige, I'm pretty sure he's gonna talk to Sony about Spider-Man because he's doing a far better job with Spider-Man than you ever could of Sony. But you, Sony, you need to get your head out of your ass and do your these comic book villains that you have the rights to. If you're gonna do them, you're gonna do it the right way. Here's my little reaction video to Venom. Y'all were right. You were right. Venom is officially now my #1 worst movie of 2018. I hated this movie with a passion. The only things that are good about it is Tom Hardy, the look of Venom, the scenes with Venom, the action sequences, the musical score, cinematography, the song by Eminem, of course, Michelle Williams for her little screen time, and the first 40 minutes where he's being a journalist. But the story is not interesting. There is some choppy editing. There is some very weird decisions that they decided to go with. And the lack of Spider-Man does really kill this movie. And the villain is so cartoonish. And the directing could have been better. And the writing is so bad. This is the worst movie of 2018 for me. So, that was my full-blown, long, extreme rant on Venom. And I'm going to label this as a review, but I'm going to put my new worst movie of the year. So let me know what you guys think about this movie. I don't care if you like it or hate it, but just don't get on to me in the comments or be racist or be offensive in the comments, because then I will see your comments and I will delete them. But drop your comments down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's fine? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's guilty pleasure? Do you think it's underrated? Do you agree with the critics? And I want to hear from you. Which side are you on? Are you on the critics' side or the audience side? Because as far as I'm concerned, I side with the majority, the critics. The critics aren't wrong. They telling the truth. This is not a good movie. And some people are just going to have to learn to accept that. But anyways, this is Future Filmmaker 3940. Be sure to go to all my social media links. Be sure to use my channel hashtag and for my channel, and also use the hashtag to continue the road to 1K subscribers. Thanks for watching, and you guys keep it cool as always. And I'll see you in hopefully a better film. Peace out. Keep it cool.